this is Kara from Kara Tarot, doing a reading today with the Tarocchi Minchiate di Bomarzo. This was a deep dive deck of mine earlier in the year, and I will tell you that I brought it out again because the other day, out of the blue, not using her deck, I got a sweet message on one of my daily readings from Amparo Aguirre saying how much she liked my readings. And for me, this is like the equivalent of if Beverly Sills told me that she loved my performance of an aria. I mean, I have such respect for Amparo Aguirre, so that meant a lot to me. And it just goes to show that the really great people are supportive of others, and this is true, I think, in all arenas. Just supportiveness and appreciation goes a long way, and the people who are really good get that. And I think that's true in a lot of arenas in life. Anyway, so I am going to be doing a spread that was shared by another great, Jennifer Cooper Stidley. She shared this spread, which was not her own spread, because she was supporting someone else, Emily Muniz Tarot. And this is the wake-up call spread, the Aries super full moon. I think I'm a day late on this, but maybe we'll get some residual energy for this. So this is a 10-card spread. Another reason to use this deck because it's smaller. Oh, and by the way, the other day when I did my only one deck, this came really close to being the Minchiate deck that I chose was the Francois de Poilly, but this one was in my mind very closely through that process as well, because for whatever that's worth. So this is a 10-card spread. It's called the Wake Up Call, and I wanted to once again make this kind of a response to the video of Happening by Chance. What do we do with our anger? To be constructive in this scary, messed up world that we're in right now. So more of a global focus, but it is a daily reading. So, I mean, for it to be internal and personal, but also speak to the larger issues that we're all going through internationally. And this spread seemed like it might work well for that, and we'll see. So I have not cut this deck yet. And I thought a spread called the Wake Up Call is a perfect example for this. So we have the Spotlight, and I will fill you in more on what these positions are once I get the cards down. The Spotlight, the Fire Within, the Fear, the Truth Bomb, the Release, the Reset, the Bold Move, the Lesson, the Spark, and I'm not going to turn this over yet. This is the next chapter. And if you hear crunching sounds, that's my Percy chewing on her dog bone. So first, I'm just taking a moment to look at what we have here. Have a good deal of majors here. And wands and swords, pentacles. Not much love in this spread. Okay, so the spotlight, what this full moon is revealing to us. And it is the Six of Wands. This is very regular. A very even interplay going on here. It could mean that here at this juncture, we are starting to see a more even interplay of things that are going on. We're starting to see some things beginning to balance out, which would be the fire within, what's reigniting our passion and purpose, and that is that the wheel does turn. And there are definitely places in the world where we're starting to see that the wheel is turning a little bit. We're seeing it here in the States, where we're seeing states' rights standing up for their own rights against infractions into their territory. And we're seeing it internationally with a little more negotiation, a little more, at least seems to be a little more reciprocity right now. Well, we never know where it's going to go. The fear, what's been holding us back from taking action. And ironically, it is strength that has been holding us back. Strength has been, it could be an internal strength, having that patience to wait and see what's happening. It looks like her foot's caught in the hem of her gown, too, so she might be, we might be a little tripping over ourselves, is not quite sure exactly where to put our energies. So we've held back. The truth bomb, what Mercury and Scorpio is helping us see clearly. Now, this would be the Emperor in the Rider-Waite-Smith, but this is one of the popes in this deck. So this is the Pepesse in this deck, and she is, I actually feel like the Pepesse in these decks is more the equivalent of the High Priestess. She's sort of a blending of female with this male position of power. She is more of an intuitive leadership within this position, this seat of power. And that is the truth bomb. So if we're applying this to what is the truth bomb that we are seeing with Mercury and Scorpio helping us see clearly, would be the strength of the feminine. That strength is not always force. Strength is not always fighting. Strength definitely is not always bullying. We're starting to see on a larger scale that even people that were supporting that regime are now starting to wake up and see that it is not doing well by them. Their farmers most currently are understanding that the policies that are being enacted are really harming them. So the release, what I need to let go of once and for all. Now, this is the moon. There are hidden things. I think What we might need to let go of is the fact of understanding there are always going to be things that we don't know. There are always going to be elements that are being done in secret, that are behind the scenes, that we're never going to know everything that's going on. And especially in this day and age of instant information, whether or not it's full information or correct information, maybe it's letting go of some of that, getting off of social media, turning to more reliable sources of news who may not be reporting everything you think you want to hear, but when they are reporting it, they're getting a more full version of the story. So I think that would be this in this instance, relying on your intuition may not give you enough of the story, and it's easy to go off in the wrong direction because you're in the dark. So try whatever you can to gauge things and get the correct bearings before you're moving forward. Number 6, the reset. How do you cleanse your energy and start fresh? Well, faith. How's that for an answer? Your faith. Your faith needs to be your guiding light. Whatever your faith is, the thing that gets me is within all the range of faiths around the world, the guiding light, whatever is supposed to be your personal guiding light within the faith, is very, very much the same. This is that concept that Benabel Wen talks about, Prisca Theologica, this idea that your highest goals, your highest humanity, your highest faith remains very much the same. I read the Castiglione's The Perfect Courtier years ago, and I was re-impressed with the fact that what we consider to be a person, a good person, a person of ethics, a worthy person, a person of learning, these things haven't changed since the 1400s. Some of the specifics, the details may have changed, but overall, we know who's a good person. We know who is fighting to do the right thing from their highest ideals. We can see it at a distance, and it doesn't change. And it is this leadership of letting your faith guide you forward, and also resting in it, resting in a security of your faith. This next is the bold move, the action this full moon is daring me to take. Well, this is the Knight of Pentacles, and he doesn't take bold actions. The Knight of Pentacles waits to gather more information. The Knight of Pentacles takes the long-range view, does not just go rushing in. So that's very interesting. The bold move that you have to take is to still have self-control. That's the great thing. It is a supreme self-control, and it's a self-control with knowledge and forethought and long vision. And these are the things. It's going to take patience and time, and we're going to have to be in the fight for a long haul, not just jumping into every little fire. The lesson, what this phase is trying to teach me. And this is the Knight, I believe this is the Page of Swords. And so the Page of Swords is often not this active. The Page of Swords is usually kind of waiting around and would be very, work well with this. But this Page of Swords is more active. We have to remember one of the elements of the Page of Swords is that this person can act behind the scenes without letting other people know what's going on. And there you go. That's going to be essential, just as it was essential for the resistance during the Second World War. You have to be able to take your action, be on guard, and be able to work behind the scenes for the good of others. And this card also can mean that someone is doing this for you as well. So you may not always know who is working on your side and how they're doing it. And this goes back to having faith that there are people that are doing that for you and with you. Now we also have the Page of Pentacles here. This is the spark. How to keep this fire burning beyond the full moon. And the Page of Pentacles is also long range. The Page of Pentacles is very studious. And the Page of Pentacles is a long range thinker, keeping herself informed. It's funny, these two are kind of looking at this person. It's like using this long range planning and using this studiousness and gleaning of information to inform this behind the scenes work. And finally, the next chapter, where this brave new energy may lead me. Okay. This is the elemental card for water. In her description of this card, Amparo says that the boat allows us to navigate this sea of emotions without sinking. So we would be foolish to not think that this is not going to be an emotional time, because it is. It's going to remain a highly emotional time in a sea of emotions. But the thing about this card is that water surrounds the stone and finds its own course. So it could also be a call to remaining flexible. Because we're dealing with slippery creatures, we are definitely relying on the people who are using their strength and their legal strength to balance the laws and to hold on through the vicissitudes and the ups and downs. But for us, we just have to remember that the footing is going to be unstable. And I think we can clearly see that that's what's happening worldwide. The chaotic vicissitudes are turning everything into something unstable. So the best we can do is remain floating, go with the flow. That doesn't mean we have to acquiesce, but just like here, you are apparently going with the flow, but you're remaining true to yourself inside your own boat and remaining strong for yourself and for others, for the other people in the boat. You are both the captain and the crew and the mascot. You are all of it, and we are all of it, each one of us. I hope that gives you some thoughts to ponder as we move forward during this coming phase of the moon, and also hopefully some grains and kernels of ways to respond and things to act on in your own time. This is Kara from Kara Tarot. Be strong, be safe, be full of faith. Thank you.